Consultation. What I do is liposuction, so we're removing these bellies. When you're ready to change your life, make a huge life transformation, liposuction can play a pivotal role in almost as if it's a catalyst in your ability to make massive change in your life. So the people who are able to do this right, those individuals who apply all of the tools and techniques that they have available to them, it's a simple path. See, we've had thousands of patients that have gone through the same path where it's a process, and all you have to do is jump in and go through the process. And there is never perfection, there's only better than what you were, and that's the goal. And depending on how much better we can get you, everybody has whatever they have within them. Some individuals have a lot of potential and others have less potential. Our job is to do everything that we can to give you the best possible chance at getting the kind of amazing results that we know are possible. And so what does that mean? On the front of these bellies, what we're doing is we're taking so much fat off the front of your belly that it allows for the skin to tighten up. And this is something that a lot of other practitioners don't know about. The possibilities, the potential that the body has. And you can see this works even on these larger individuals. And I use these pictures, these larger individuals, just to show you that those smaller people out there that aren't even close to that big, if we can do it on this, imagine what we can do on you. Okay, we don't only treat these bigger people. These bigger people are just visually, it's more pleasing to the eye. People want to see the big dramatic change. But it's also a way for me to prove, it's like proof of concept. This is proof that we are able to do what we do. And there is, these patients, most of them are looking to avoid a tummy tuck. We do not do tummy tucks. All we do is liposuction. So is that bay me piece. So, but you can see how well the skin tightens up. Look at on this young lady here. It's tightened up so much. There is no loose skin. There's no hanging sack of skin like the plastic surgeons want you to believe. That's an illusion. It doesn't happen. And I've done a lot of these procedures, and it just doesn't happen. Okay, you may have looser skin than you want, but you certainly do not have a loose hanging sack of skin. And a lot of that is technique. Now, I've seen other doctors that do a poor job and have poor technique, and the results are mediocre at best. So I know that's possible. But the techniques that I've developed allow us to get these results that are phenomenal. They're amazing how well that skin can tighten up, and I know because I know exactly what I'm doing. I know that this is a technique. It's very specific, and it's something that you'll notice also. The skin tone may change, the skin coloration may change, and the reasoning behind that is that the skin is actually contracting and it's getting tighter than it was before. And when it does that, the melanin or the skin tone or the pigmentation, those little particles are moving closer together, and when they move closer together, you'll see that the skin will actually look darker. It'll be more prominent on darker skin individuals, so you can see in this picture here. And from my understanding, what patients are telling us is that this actually will revert back to a normal skin tone in due time. And what does that mean exactly? I don't know. But you can see this is 7 weeks, and the skin tone is starting to come back a little bit. And I would imagine, it would take probably a full year to get full change of everything. Let's see, we got Mitchell. One day when my credit is better, I'll try again with the credit I need. This is so bad. Well, in the meantime, what you can do is change your lifestyle habits, change your diet, and when I say change, it's wherever you are now, you just want to start improving. And I don't know if that means stopping drinking soda or stop eating chips or stop eating hot dogs or fried food or whatever that means to you. It's that you just need to take the first step. So start improving your diet and then continue to improve it forever until it's perfect, and it'll never be perfect. So you're just going to continue to improve and get better. Okay. After a tummy tuck, can you do lipo? Absolutely. We do lots of people. But here's the thing, Bae. What I would suggest is get the liposuction first, and then if you don't need a tummy tuck, you just saved yourself the money, the time, and the huge scar, as well as the general anesthesia. So my suggestion is just my opinion. and clearly this is what I do. I do liposuction. So my recommendation would be to get liposuction first, and maybe, as with most of the patients, you don't need a tummy tuck and you're happy with it and you can go about your life and everything's good. But what if you get the liposuction and it doesn't tighten up as much as you want? Then at that point, you could get some skin cut away, and it's only cutting a little bit of skin because all the fat's gone. They don't have to worry about that anymore. So it should be significantly better and easier for the surgeon to do, a tummy tuck at that point. So that's possible. And everybody's path is different. So, you got to make your choices depending on your situation. Mitchell said she's definitely preparing and losing weight. That's awesome. But it's more importantly, stop thinking of this as like a weight. Weight is a measurement. It's a way for you to kind of scale and gauge your improvement. But it's really more about how you look and how you feel. And changing your diet and changing your lifestyle is, you have to get it out of your head that it's not all about the way you look. It's not all about losing weight. It's about having more energy. It's about having more vitality, the ability to do the things that you want to do, and have the body that will support the things that you want to do, and allow you to be more active. That's the goal. Okay, so don't miss sight of the goal. I was just speaking with a young lady today who, her only goal was she was chasing this perfection, and in chasing the perfection, she missed a lot of other things. And the phrase, I've heard this said before, that you miss the forest because you're stuck on the trees. And what that means is, like, you got the trees in front of you, and because the trees are so close and you're so focused on the tree, you don't see the entire forest behind it. And some individuals will get stuck on saying, like, I just have this. I just want this is the problem. But then when we solve a problem, or when you get an issue resolved, then I just want this done becomes I just want this done. I just want this done. And then a lot of people will say this liposuction or cosmetic surgery becomes addictive. But it's not really that these procedures become addictive. It's just the personality and the type of person that is presented the situation. They are the addictive individual. So what this means is, your perception of yourself is going to be your unique feeling, and many people get these type of procedures because they want other people to see them in a certain way, and if other people think of them in a certain way, then they believe it'll give them this feeling, this okay, now this person accepts me. When you get these procedures for that purpose, when you're doing it for other people to see you a certain way, it's never good enough. You're never happy with yourself, and you never seem to get the validation, shall we say, that person is saying that, hey, you've done great, you've done this. And so when you see yourself in this way that's not positive, even if you get the results, sometimes you'll continue to see yourself in that negative light. And that's a psychological thing. And it's a perspective, right? I can look at this and I can say, this looks amazing. It's significantly flatter. The fold went away. It looks amazing, right? And your side profile is significantly smaller. And I would be right. However, the individual might say, yeah, but there's an irregularity over here. The skin's a little creepy. It's a little bit looser than I wanted it to be. I feel like there's a fullness over here. And so sometimes in looking for those little details, you miss the whole big picture of that. The belly is significantly smaller in the fold, the big picture, right? The belly is significantly smaller and the fold is gone. The focus has to be on your being happy, your happiness, your mental mindset. And when you're so focused on all of your problems, that's all you're going to perceive. And some individuals are only focused on their problems. And when it's like they notch one problem off and then it's on to the next one. And some people, unfortunately, they'll be like a circle. and they'll get the same things done over and over and over because it's never good enough. And clearly, liposuction or any other cosmetic surgery for that matter, it's expensive, right? It costs money, and most people aren't, made of money. Most people don't come from a lot of money. So when you get yourself caught in this cycle where everything has to be a certain way, it's like a hamster wheel. You just keep spinning it. Now, how do you get off the hamster wheel? How do you change the way that you think? Well, it's about self-love. And we talked about this on Monday, and it's the importance of starting to take care of yourself, to do the right things to take care of yourself. And when you start doing the things that are taking care of yourself and the right things for you, you start feeling better, and you start advancing yourself. And as you advance and as you grow, as you expand, as you get better, you feel better about yourself. Your confidence elevates. And it's a slow process. It's a slow process. But when you have this vision that you have to be a certain way, then anything short of that have to be a certain way is not good enough. And because of that, it's not good enough. You tend to, these individuals will tend to get this, the industry, they call it like body dysmorphia, but it's basically where you see yourself as something that you're not necessarily. So a thinner person might think they're fat just because they have a little thing that they can pinch here. We've had plenty of individuals that have that. Then this will happen commonly when we have these smaller individuals, like they're 100, 110, something like that. And they come in there like, I'm so fat, and they grab their belly and they grab a bunch of skin and they push it all together, and then they shake it, and they call it they're so fat, they got this huge belly. And to them, it really, really bothers them. And the weird thing is it bothers them just as much, if not more, than the person that's 250 pounds and has a massive belly that's hanging over and covering their private parts and has folds and stretch marks. It's almost the same. Psychologically, it's almost the same. It's crazy. And I'm not saying that they're crazy. What I'm saying is that it's all in, like they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, how you see yourself, your self-perception is literally, it's how you see yourself. And some people are grounded in this reality, and we're all sharing this reality, and what I see is the same thing as you see, that's what I believe. But that's not necessarily true, because how that information gets to our brain is it goes through filters. And the way these filters work in our brain is based on our history, our experience. We label things, and somehow these individuals have been programmed to believe that you have to be a certain figure, you have to be a certain shape, and when you're not this certain whatever they believe it should be, then they're going to do everything that they can to get to that, to fit that mold, right? It's like a mold. And if you don't fit the mold, then you have this feeling, this sensation that something's off, something's wrong. And so they're driven to do anything that they can to change. And that might be eating disorders, that might be wearing different clothes, and then it might be getting surgeries. And it's an illness in a way. It's sad because they're never really happy, even though they may be in a great situation. And in a way, I think that this is what I described as maybe a more extreme situation, but I think all of us can appreciate that in our life just a little bit, right? We're pushing ourselves towards something that maybe it's not really important. Maybe we're doing things for the wrong reason. Maybe. So what I suggested with this young lady was to focus more on her why. Why is she doing this stuff? So even if you get these results that you want, or you you achieve perfection, then what? If the goal was perfection and then you achieve it, then what? You're still left with this empty hollowness that you haven't achieved. You know, so why people do this, in my opinion, the ones that have the strongest why will continue on with their dietary changes, their lifestyle changes, those people that are doing this for the right reasons. And what are the right reasons? I mean, there's no, set in stone, it has to be done for this reasons, but the people that, like these young ladies, that they want to be healthy for their kids, they want to live longer for their kids, they want to be in better shape to where they can be more active, to do more with their lives. And they have a reason to want to live, a reason to want to get up every day. And it's for themselves to feel good. It's not for someone else to look at me and for them to be like, oh, look at you, you look great. That's weak. That's weak. And as soon as you get one person that says, that you did all that work, you spent all that money, you just wasted your money. It just takes one person to make you completely feel like shit if you require the approval of others. When you require the approval of others, then you spend your whole life as this people pleaser. Is everything that you do is so other people will look at you a certain way. And unfortunately, you'll never be able to please everybody. You'll never be able to impress everyone. So you're setting yourself up for failure. Now, when you can focus on yourself and improve yourself, you'll earn your trust. You'll earn your confidence. When you work hard to achieve something, you mentally, psychologically, you believe you deserve it. And it's a totally different ballgame. When you believe you deserve everything that you have, you do things differently. All right, let's see if there's some questions here. Keonce Green says, guys, just do it. Join the group or feel free to message me. I just got mine done and I feel great. That's awesome. So if you haven't joined our private Facebook group, go over to Facebook and you're going to search My Shape Lipo support group. Join the group. There's many of our previous patients there. So if you're interested in the procedure, first of all, we do have this special going on right now, 15% off the procedure. So it's a big chunk. And it hopefully will make this more affordable for some of you individuals. And to take advantage of this, the first thing you're going to do is get our quick quote. So the quick quote, you go to our website, myshapelipo.com, and you can instantly get a quote. You just put in some basic information, and we use your BMI to categorize you and get you into a pricing structure as well as a safety protocol structure for the various sizes. And we are able to help larger individuals. So just go through the process. Get your quote, and then when you're serious, you're ready to move forward, you want to take advantage of this 15% off special, then the next step is your formal consultation. I want to speak with every person that we're going to do liposuction on. I want to make sure that we're a good fit and we're on the right page. Just like I was saying earlier, like there's some people that their mindset, their mental makeup it's different. It's not aligned with my same thought process, and because of that, it's hard to make people happy when the expectations are unrealistic. So it's important that we're on the same page, and I can explain the expectations and the limitations that your body may have, because everybody has limitations, right? Maybe you have stretch marks, maybe you have loose skin. Maybe you've gained a bunch of weight, lost a bunch of weight. Anna, yes, we are doing, it's 15% off the total of the liposuction and the fat transfer. And it does not include the recovery house. Okay. Guillermina. So you went to Elite and they said that you needed a tummy tuck. And, well, that's one person's opinion. You know, there's a saying in medicine that if you ask six doctors their opinion, you get, you know, 6 different opinions, and they'll all be right, all of them. So I wouldn't, you know, I would take that with a grain of salt. And if you want a tummy tuck, then that's a right decision for you, right? If you don't want a tummy tuck, then you're gonna look for options, and that's what I'm here for. So if you're looking for something different, if you're looking to avoid a tummy tuck, then that's possible. Sorry, I got chapstick on. It's dry out here in Vegas. So you say you told them you just want laser liposuction. That's good. So you know this is what we do. This is like I would say you know my specialty of the day, right? I've been doing a lot of things, so I specialize in a lot of things now. But getting rid of these bellies and getting rid of this fold is one of these things that we've done. Oh, man, it's been had so much success. But we also do the full 360 all the way around the waistline to create the hourglass figure, shaping the butt, creating that natural arch to your lower back. So these individuals, the larger individuals, we start with the front of the abdomen. So for safety purposes, we're only able to remove a certain amount of fat that will be safe for your body. So when you're larger, you carry more weight in the front. We got to focus all of our energy on the front to get all that stuff on. That's how we get these big results here. And then you come back and we finish out the waistline, create this nice hourglass figure, and in the back, you know, where you fill in that fat in the lower back, just above the butt. We take all that stuff out, creates that natural scoop, that arch in your lower back, and then we actually carve out the shape of the butt. And so some of you who've got these boxy shapes, or you know, so you start the muffin top out at the waist, you get these irregular shapes to the butt. We can actually solve that problem. Yeah, there's hope. It's awesome. There's hope, and it's very consistent too. So get into the private Facebook group, and you can see what we do and talk to the girls who have actually had this procedure done. You know, you don't have to trust me. You don't have to believe me. You know, I do this stuff, so obviously, you know, I'm biased. I think I do a good job, and I'm going to speak positively about myself, obviously. But if you go into the group, the girls will be a little bit more honest, and you know, they'll tell you how it is, hopefully. And it's not about, you know, people telling you what you want to hear. It's about you hearing the truth so you can make the right decision. This is a big decision, and it's something that can really change your life for the long term. But you have to go in with your eyes wide open and conscious of what you're getting yourself into. And furthermore, it's important that you understand the importance of changing your lifestyle and how that fits into the whole, you know, journey, the long term of these results, because it's not just come in and get the procedure, get the fat sucked out, and you're done. Like, that would be great, but the reality is that you're going to have a recovery process afterwards. Your body's natural reaction is going to be swell up. You're going to have bruising. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not easy, right? You got to heal. And once you heal, if you don't maintain, then things are going to continue to change. In fact, no matter what, things will continue to change. Either you're getting better or you're getting worse. So you can choose your change. You can choose the change by doing things to make yourself better. And this is the mindset and the mentality, and this is why it's so important that if you're not improving, then you're declining. And it's just a matter of time until you'll recreate the same problems that you had before. The actions that you do will accumulate and recreate the same problems. It's just a matter of time. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen this. The people that don't take care of themselves, they come back in about 2 or 3 years trying to get the same areas treated. They're paying, you know, higher prices because now it's more difficult, it's more challenging, and the results are, you know, less than they would have been the first time. And so now you're paying for it twice. And it's not cheap. Like, nobody's going to offer you a discount. I'm certainly not going to offer you a discount. And if you go somewhere else, they're not going to offer you a discount either, because now the second time is more difficult because you have all this scar tissue. And it's already clear that you don't follow the directions in changing your lifestyle. So who's to say that you're going to change them after this procedure, right? And, you know, furthermore, the only consequences that it falls on is you. So I'm trying to tell you what's best for you, and either you choose to follow those directions and get on the bandwagon of changing your lifestyle, eating healthy, drinking more water, being more active. You get on that bandwagon, or you don't. And there's consequences either way, and it's not easy either way. That's the crazy thing. It's just as hard either route you choose. You can choose to be healthy. It's not easy. You can choose to be unhealthy. Life unhealthy sucks. Okay, when you can't function, when you have high blood pressure, when you have diabetes, when you have to take all these medications, when you have restrictions in your life, it sucks. So being unhealthy is not easy. So don't think of it as like you're taking the easy way by not exercising, the easy way by eating all the tasty stuff, the fried food. That is not the easy way. In fact, I would venture to say that's the hard way. And some of you, you're probably shaking your head. You're like, damn right, he's right. I speak the truth here. If you want to have this body, you have to work for it. Just like you have to work to have a bigger body. You have to work for it. It doesn't just come. It's the things that you do. It's the food that you eat. It's like you have to really, put yourself in this position for your body to get big. It doesn't just happen by itself. We like to think that it does, but you have to start becoming more aware. And if you can become aware of your situation, then you can change the situation. That's where the power lies. It's right in that decision. That decision when, I'm sick and tired of this crap. I'm sick of feeling out of breath. I'm sick of having no energy. I'm sick of my kid poking my stomach, squishing my fat. Like kids do this stuff, right? And the crazy thing is, it's those embarrassing moments that push people over the edge sometimes. And they're like, I'm so done with this crap. I'm so done with living with this. I'm done. And it's like, well, you hit rock bottom, and now it's time to bounce. And so when the rock hits, and when the ball hits the bottom, it bounces. It's the same thing. You will do the same. Once you hit that rock bottom and you make that decision that it's the bottom, I will never go down to that spot again. Then you'll bounce up and you'll propel. And then it's your choice from there. It's like swimming. You can keep swimming. You can rise higher and higher and higher. And you can become as good as you want. It just depends on how hard you want to work. You can have anything that you want. You can have the body that you want. It just takes hard work and time. It's not going to happen overnight. Some people think that it's like you just get these procedures and boom, everything's perfect. It doesn't happen overnight. You get the procedure and big changes happen. But to propel you forward, you have to continue. You have to continue on with the lifestyle changes, continue on with the habits. And it's the consistency, the long term. That's the key. It's not one of these things like I'm just going to do this for a month or 2 months. It's the consistency for the long term. So that's why when we call this lifestyle changes, you have to choose something that you enjoy. So let's just talk about if you want to be more active. What does that mean? Okay. Well, what do you enjoy? What do you want to do? Maybe you start out walking. Maybe you like hiking. Maybe you're a bike rider. Maybe you like to play volleyball, or you like to play basketball, or you're a soccer player. Whatever it is that you like to do, you just need to move, and you need to move more. You need to stress the heart. You need to get the heart beating, get the blood flowing, get the lymphatic system flowing. When this stuff starts to work, a lot of other things in your body will start to click and fall into place. And it happens, and it's going to feel like magic over time. And you'll look back over the past year and you'll see how much of a huge dramatic change you've had. And you'll see some of these girls in the group, like Rebecca, Brittany Knowles here. What's up, Brittany? These people have had massive changes in their lives, and it changes, man. We talk about the cosmetic stuff. We talk about the material world and how you look. But the truth is, it's all mental. It's all how you feel. And when you're feeling better, you're able to do more. You're able to do different stuff. And you're able to experience a different level of this world. If you're in this depressed state, you're only able to experience the level at that depressed state. When you elevate and you're feeling better about yourself and you're happy, You're able to experience a different level of life. And this is what you're really seeking. You're really seeking that different level of life. Brittany says, do it already, guys. It's life changing. It really is. And you know, here's the thing. Brittany's an example of how it can be life changing. This is her. You know, she's an example of how it can be life changing. But there's going to be people out there that it didn't change their life. And those are the ones that I'm telling you about that they don't make the lifestyle changes. So the ones that make the lifestyle changes, those ones that commit to themselves, those are the ones that are able to transcend their problems and transform their life. And you can do it. Anybody can do it. It's a choice. It's a choice. And then you just have to take action. You have to become a doer. You got to do this stuff. If you say you want to get healthier, then you actually have to do it. If you say you want to, drink more water, you actually have to do it and track it. If you say you want to be more active, then actually do it instead of plan, and then track it and keep yourself accountable. But man, it is freaking awesome when you see these people that change their life. You can, like, all this stuff is public. You can go to Brittany's page and you can publicly look back. She probably hate me when I'm saying this, but you can look back over her history, the pictures that she took in the past and the things that she did, and you can see how her life has changed. Because now she does different things. She takes different pictures. She's taking these sexy pictures, and she loves herself. And that's what it's all about. When you love yourself, everyone else will love you too. And it's as simple as that. And I would say 95% of your problems will dissolve away when you love yourself and you're taking care of yourself and you're doing the things that are right for you. All your problems will disappear. Your physical problems, your mental problems, your issues with friends, this stuff it's magical. And it happens, and I don't know exactly how it happens, but you have to trust the process, and you have to go through it, and you have to have the discipline to do the things that are necessary to live your best life. And don't expect it overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. In fact, the big, massive changes will take, years for most people. But how do you do it faster? I'm like one of those people. I want it now. Well, how do you do it faster? Well, let's just use an example of activity level. So if you're walking a mile a day, and that's your baseline at this point. Well, if you're not getting the results that you want to get there faster, then you have to increase that. Walk 2 miles, walk 3 miles, walk 5 miles every day. Walking's not enough, start jogging. Start with 1 mile, then build up. And each of these different levels is going to take you to a different. Your body and your mind will go to a different place, and you'll be able to experience this world in a different way. Because I know from experience, I've ran a few marathons, and your body becomes that which you do. So what I mean by that is that when I was a runner and I was running 10 miles a day, my body became the body of a runner's body. And I wasn't always like that. Before that, I was a weightlifter. So I like to lift heavy weights, and so I was big and bulky. And I was strong. I was lifting heavy weights. My body became that. And your body will too. So you just have to do the things that are necessary. So if you find somebody that you like, they will influence you to do things like them. And if you do things like them, it's likely that you'll be able to get something similar to what they got. That's the hope. Now, you never really know how hard people work. You never really know what they do. And that's why you got to figure out a way to dig down deep and do the work, put in the work. You got to pay the price. If you want this stuff, you got to pay the price. And it's not dollar. I'm not talking about pay the price dollars. I'm talking about pay the price in putting in the time, putting in the effort, showing up when you need to show up, doing the things that you need to do, whether that's tracking your stuff, whether that's, showing up for that yoga class, or, making sure that you're not going out to eat as much, or cutting out these different sugary drinks, you know, these are the things that you can commit to it, but if you don't hold yourself accountable, then who cares, right? If you do it once in a while, then you're not going to get any results. That's just plain and simple. And then you'll become one of these people that make excuses about everything and why things don't work for you. And there's plenty of people out there like that. There are. So the importance of taking responsibility for everything in your life. You're the one. You are the one, the only one that is going to control your life. And you're not really going to control it. You can only influence it. But you can influence it by the things that you do. And if you do it well, it'll give you the illusion that you control something. It'll be kind of fun. You'll feel like you have control, and you know, you can look a certain way, the way that you want. You'll feel like that'll last for a little while. But you got to realize that everything's constantly changing. You're constantly getting different every day, and you're either getting better or you're getting worse. But you get to choose whether you're getting better or you're getting worse. And you do that through the different actions and the different disciplines. And if you can upkeep and maintain, you can live on a healthy, happy life for a long period of time. And if you start giving way to some of these disciplines and self-maintenance type stuff, if you give way to that, then you will start sliding back. And as you start sliding back, we call that aging. And so you start aging, and the effects of aging are seen, and we all know this stuff. So you get the skin effects, you get the effects of the joints start to wear out, our organs start to wear out, we start getting disease processes, so the diseases start to set in, and it's almost like fatigue. So if you think about your organs are being stressed throughout this tumultuous time where you haven't been taking care of yourself, so the organs are stressed, and eventually they give way. So that what does that mean? So like your heart might start giving way. Your kidneys might start giving way, and so they're less effective, less efficient. And that happens from the lifestyle choices. The base foundation of our life, of the things that we do on a daily basis. If you're not doing the things that are making you healthier, then you're doing things that are making you unhealthy. And only you know. You can tell me all the things that you eat perfectly, that you go to the gym every single day, that you get the perfect amount of sleep every night, that you're drinking the perfect amount of water, that your diet is pristine. You can say those things, you can say the words, but the body doesn't lie. The body keeps score. The body keeps score. You can't lie. And if you believe these things, then you need to look in the mirror, the truth, and assess yourself, because the body doesn't lie. So maybe you're doing these things 60% of the time, 70% of the time, but you're making mistakes still. Then it's about cleaning up. Figure out how to clean up your mess. Where are you making the errors? Where is that happening? You need to start getting, evaluating yourself, self-examination. You determine where you're having issues, so then you can improve them. And you don't have to do everything at once, just one step at a time. Today you might increase the amount of water that you drink. Tomorrow you might work on, getting a better night's sleep. Another day you're trying to figure out how to, get more active. But this is possible. And that's what I'm here to show you. It's just that if you want these things, they're possible. They're possible. Absolutely, they're possible. They're possible for larger individuals. They're possible for smaller individuals. All this stuff's possible. With this day and age, we're able to change pretty much anything. You can have anything you want. Within reason. Disclaimer, like legal disclaimer, right? You can have anything you want. But the thing is if you're not willing to put in the effort to keep and maintain these things, they won't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. So it's just like a car. You can buy a car, some people I know, they're still driving the cars that they had from 20, 25, 30 years ago. And it looks good. In fact, my wife's dad, he has this old 4Runner, and it's like a 92. and it's a great car, and he likes it. He's been taking care of it. He's gotten, changed the tires, changed the brakes, all the things that wear out. He just fixes it. He's kept a good paint job, and it looks good. Everything works on it still, and you know, and the body, the human, we're the same way. It's just maintenance. You got to do the things that are necessary to maintain your body, and if you can do that, then it'll last a lot longer. But what happens, let's use the analogy of a car. What happens if you don't change oil for extended periods of time? That oil goes into the engine and it causes that gunk. And if you haven't changed oil in a long time and you see it, it comes out all black, and it's like dark black because it's got all the junk from the engine. Well, when that junk accumulates in the engine, it causes sludge, I think they call it. And that sludge decreases the functionality of the engine. It makes the engine work harder. So if the engine is working harder, then it stresses all the other components of the engine. When it stresses all the other components of the engine, it's more likely that those other components will eventually break down. It's also more likely that the engine will seize because the oil's not doing the job that it's supposed to do anymore. So what does that mean to us, right? If you're not changing your oil, so to speak, or drinking more water, because our body works similarly with water as the car does with oil. The water helps to get all the toxins out of us. When you don't do these things, these basic functions of self-care, then the consequences are many. Not just one thing, it's the entire thing. It's all connected. Your whole body's connected. And so the functionality of not moving, it affects the entire body. It's your circulation. It affects your lymph system, your ability to fight bacteria and disease. You have to move. This is a human function we must do. Drinking water, our body is 60-70% water, and without it, we don't function. Breathing. So we take all these things for granted, right? The air that we breathe, but it's a miracle. If you aren't able to breathe for like a couple minutes, you'll die. It's the most important thing ever. But we all take it for granted. Now, there are breathing techniques. I don't talk about that a lot because people don't, I don't know if you guys are ready for that, but breathing is seriously important to your life. Deep breathing. Most people are very shallow breathers, and so they don't get full expansion to their lungs, which means they get less oxygen. If you get less oxygen, it's less for the body. So deep breathing enhances the oxygenation of everything throughout your body. Foundational stuff. This is foundational stuff. If you're not doing these things, then you're suffering the consequences of not doing. This is next level. Next level, you got to address your body on the cellular level. Many doctors won't talk to you about this stuff. Many, even your primary care doctors, they're going to tell you, if you have high blood pressure, let's just give you this pill. And you can keep doing what you're doing. We don't have to have this conversation, right? And so that's what they'll do, just take this pill. And many people will do that. They like that because it's easy, right? Just take this pill. Insurance covers it. It's cheap. I don't have to change anything. But just like the analogy with the oil change, if you don't change the oil, it's just going to continue to get worse. And it's going to cause more stress on other functions of the body. So why do you have high blood pressure? That's what you should solve the problem. Why is it, blood pressure is a side effect or a symptom of something. So there's something that's causing the high blood pressure. So if you solve that, then the high blood pressure will go away. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Let's prevent these things. Let's prevent these issues from happening. Let's prevent the fat from accumulating, right? You've accumulated what you've accumulated. It's really hard to get rid of. I get it. We can get rid of it, okay? But if you keep doing what you've been doing to accumulate, then you're just going to keep growing more, bigger. And as you get worse, you feel worse, okay? But as you get better, you feel better. And anybody can choose that. You can always choose to get better. Especially right now, we have 15% off. Right? 15% off the procedures. And all you have to do is place your deposit by the end of this month and get the procedure by the end of next month. 15% off your procedure. Now, first thing you should do is get the quick quote. Quick quote's easy. You go to our website, myshapelipo.com. Simple. You fill in some basic information. Based off of your BMI, your measurements, we're going to categorize you into a pricing structure and a safety protocol structure, which will give you recommendations and pricing. And they're pretty darn accurate. And so once you get this pricing, you can have a great idea of what the cost is going to be for you. And the next step would be getting the formal consultation where you're going to speak to myself and we're going to discuss and look at your pictures and come up with a plan, a cohesive plan for your success. And that's as easy as it can get. Cat from My Shape, she says, be like Nike, just do it. Okay, so Brittany's commenting here. She says, gotta change. You won't want to step back. It's all forward from there. Once you see the results, no way you can mess that all up. And that's the truth. That's the truth. It's like, it's once you've gotten far enough down the path, you're like, I'm never going back. Never gonna do that again. I'm never gonna allow myself to get like that. And once that's a decision. You have to make that decision, and that's why sometimes when you hit that rock bottom, that's it. That you draw the line in the sand. I'm never going back there. That was a dark time in my life, and it's never gonna happen again. Brittany says, I could never hate you, Trevor. I'm just a model of your magic. Yeah, I know. I appreciate you, and it's something that after these procedures you can choose to be even more successful, right? You can choose to continue to get better, and when you do that, it's like every week it's another success story. It's just constant improvement. It's constant celebrations, and it's fun. That's what makes this whole journey fun. Is when you're improving. It's this like constant celebration all the time. You're always getting better. You're always better than you were, last week or 2 weeks ago or a month ago. You're improving. You're getting stronger. You're getting faster. You're getting lighter. You're getting healthier. You're getting smarter. The brain fog is lifting. It's fun. Life can be fun, and you can be happy when you're doing the things that are authentic to you. And what I mean by that is authentic to you is like the things that really make you happy, that are really in your best interest. Instead of doing things for other people, doing things to make other people think a certain way about you, you got to do things that are authentically making you happy. And that's when it's like the flower blooms and you're able to show the world of what you're really made of. And everybody wants to see that. Like nobody wants to see this cookie cutter crap anymore where everybody looks the same and acts the same and wears the same clothes. Everything's different now. And people are blossoming and blooming into their true self. And we need more of that. We do. We need more of that where people are able to express themselves. And maybe that's through their clothes or their hair or, whatever it is. But, if you don't feel good about yourself, it's hard to express. And I feel like there's a cap. There's a cap on what's possible for you when you don't feel good about yourself. And this procedure, for me, I've seen it change people's lives, and it's been a fun journey for me to watch these individuals. And it wasn't until recently, in the last couple of years, when we started doing the private Facebook group, it wasn't until then when I was able to experience really how these individuals have changed, because now they're sharing. And not only are they sharing, but we capture it in the private group so you can scroll back and see their whole history. Where you click on the person, Facebook is awesome how they do this. You click on the person and it pops up with all of the posts that they've done, as well as the comments that they've made or things of that nature, basically all of their interaction. So you can easily see their history, their pictures, their photo Their stories, and you read what they said, because most of them will write these lengthy comments to explain their journey to this point, and they're all different. It's all like, it's exciting. It's like a reality TV show, right? I mean, and it's not all perfect. There's some people who have issues. There's some people who are struggling. There's some people that are having their success, and and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. So definitely get into that private Facebook group. Yes, he says, I need an appointment. Go to our website, myshapelipo.com, or call the office. And what is the price? So it's really easy to figure out. Obviously, you're an individual. I don't know you, but we have a quick quote system. So you can go to our website, myshapelipo.com, and you fill out some basic information, and it'll give you an instant quote. So that's easy. You can do that while we're talking right now. You go to the website and check that out. And then when you're serious, the next step is getting a formal consultation. It's $100. You're going to meet with me directly. We're going to review pictures, and we'll talk on the phone for about a half hour, answer all your questions and concerns, and I'll give you my opinion on what I think is the right course of action for you. So, getting summer ready. You see this young lady here, how she, if you can't see it up closely, it says that she went from 230 pounds to 157 pounds. And so this is a person who was able to couple, substantial weight loss with their 360 liposuction. And we were able to give her a nice little petite waistline, which then propelled her to have the discipline to work really, really hard at her diet. And she's, gotten pretty amazing results. And it only gets better when you lose weight. It only gets better. And, so those of you who, maybe you're even like a year out and you're like, I'm kind of disappointed, but if you lose weight and you continue to lose weight, it gets better. It continues to get better. Just like if you gain weight, it sucks. It gets worse. So, it works both ways. But, you are the conscious individual and have a choice of the actions that you get to do. And when you're not getting the results that you want, you need to start doing something else or doing more of what you're doing. But maybe it's like working out, right? Maybe you've been doing the same workout for 2-3 years and you feel like you've plateaued. So it's time to change. Do something different. Do something more. Do something bigger. Stretch yourself. Push yourself beyond the limits. Figure out where those limits are, and you're going to find that there really aren't any. Okay, can you do it if you had, this is from Love Life for Sunshine. I like that name. Can you do it if you had ablation of the heart? That's interesting. I don't know your specific situation, so I can't promise you anything. But in those situations, what we would do is we would consult with your heart doctor and evaluate through various studies to show the ability for your heart to function through one of these procedures. But liposuction is a very minimally invasive procedure, so in all likelihood, if you're healthy and stable at this point, it probably won't be an issue. But again, we would get clearance to your cardiologist. And that's essentially the guidelines and how we deal with any medical issues is, we're going to try to prove that you're stable. So we would do that through different studies. And we would consult with whatever treating physician that you might have to make sure that they are on board, and also they may have knowledge of stuff that we don't know based on their experience with you. Diabetics, for example, we can treat those. In fact, many of our patients, especially the larger ones that have issues with pre-diabetes or diabetes, so the procedure itself is going to benefit your diabetic profile dramatically, significantly. It's going to make a big change. However, in order to do the procedure, you got to be well controlled. And it is possible. You just got to, take the medications and do the lifestyle changes. We just had a success story. This young lady, we had to cancel her procedure because her hemoglobin A1C was out of control. She was almost around 11, and which is very high. It means that her blood sugars were on average elevated most of the time for the past 3 months. And so and consequently 3 months, fast forward now 3 months, and she came in and her hemoglobin A1C was lowered down into the mid sevens, which is now makes her eligible to have the procedure. So this is a story of a success where a person wanted to change and then did all the things that are necessary to change, and then consequently got the results that she needed. And now she's able to safely have this procedure and get the change that she wants. And it is all from doing. She actually did and took action. And that's the thing that I want to impress on you is whatever it is that you want, you just have to do. You come up with the idea, and it's a want, a desire, and then you just have to start doing and moving towards that. And realize that from a timeline, you have to be realistic. Is it realistic to think that you're going to get your results within, a month? Or is it more realistic that it's going to take a year or 2 years? And if your mind is set on this longer term goal, then you won't get discouraged in the short term. It's a trick. You trick the mind. But if you're expecting quick results and you don't get those quick results, you're disappointed, you're unhappy, and you quit. So trick your mind, set it out to expectations that you're going to get long-term results, and you want to continue to improve, and you're excited about the long term, which means the day-to-day, you just need to keep pushing. You need to grind. Just grind. Do whatever you need to do to get these things done. It's a grind. And we all do it, or we don't. Either way, the body tells the truth. Oh, what a good day. It's been beautiful out here in Nevada, Las Vegas. Man, it's a little windy, but we're like mid 70s. It's awesome. Like, this is the springtime, the best weather here in Vegas. Then within a month or so, it's going to be like 3 digits, over 100, close to 110. It's super hot. So this is the time we're enjoying. I hope you guys are enjoying your time where you're at. I'm just going to recap here before I close up. We are doing this 15% off special, and that includes the liposuction and the fat transfer. To take advantage of this, you need to place your deposit, and the deposit needs to be placed before the end of this month. So you have a little bit of time till the end of this month, but you got to place your deposit, which is the deposit is 25% of the procedure costs. And how do you figure out the procedure costs? First step is you're going to get the quick quote. So you go to our website, myshapelipo.com, and you click on the quick quote and get the basic information there. That will get you an instant quote. Now you have your number, and once you have the number, you know what to expect as far as the cost. If you're ready to move forward, the next step is your formal consultation, where you're going to send in pictures and you're going to schedule a time to speak with me directly. We'll develop a plan and get this process going for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.